All right, everyone, I just want to welcome you to the College of Business and Economics. I am Diane Mazzi. I am actually the director of the Business Advising Center, and I want to congratulate you on your admission. We are excited to have you all here with us today. So to get started, I want to go over to the agenda with you. For this session, you're going to have an opportunity to hear from our faculty from economics, management, and international business. And for our student support services and getting engaged on campus, you'll hear from our tutoring center and our BIC student president. And I do encourage you to stop by our other sessions today. Our 12:30 session will have accounting, marketing, business honors if you're interested, and career services. And our 1:30 session, we will have information systems and decision sciences and finance, and the business advising center. So if you have questions that you want to ask, the chat is not working. So to ask questions on your bar, there is a Q&A button. Click that Q&A button whenever you have a question throughout the presentations. We will either respond in writing or during our Q&A session after each presentation, a representative will respond live to your questions. So we are going to get started. I will ask our guests from economics to introduce themselves, and we will begin.
Hello, welcome all. We're excited you got admission to the university, and we are very proud of our department here at the college, Department of Economics. I'd like to introduce you to two other professors. My name is Dipankar. I'm the chair of the department. I also have with me Emmanuel Lottie, who is the vice chair, and Mitchell Livy, who is the advisor for the undergraduate program. So we'll show you a short video. After that, Mitchell Livy, Professor Livy will give you a short presentation, followed by Q&A from all of us, beginning with Professor Emmanuel Lottie. So let's start the short video.
Well, what if I told you that studying economics could increase your lifetime earnings by over $500,000? 1 year after graduating college, back in around 2018, the typical economics major was making $65,000. The average for all other majors was $50,500. So that's a $14,500 difference just in that first year after school. About that same time, if you looked at the salaries for 40-year-olds in the labor market, what you would see is that economics majors at age 40 were making $90,000 on average, whereas the typical 40-year-old who had majored in something else was making $66,000. So that's a $24,000 increase by the time you're 40, right? So this is good prima facie evidence that majoring in economics could lead to a higher salary. We can calculate that the causal effect of majoring in economics is about $23,000. That's in your annual salary. Over your lifetime, discounted to the present value, is $536,000.
Thank you, and I apologize. It seems like we had a little bit of a technical glitch with some of the video. I'm Mitchell Livy, a faculty member in the economics department, and I want to start by talking about what you can do with a degree. So you had just heard that economics can have a high earning potential, but one of the most common questions that we receive from prospective students is, what would I do when I graduate? And there's a lot of things that you can do. You can get a job in analytics, in banking or finance or consulting or any number of industries. In addition, economics prepares you well for graduate school. This could be graduate school when it comes to law, public policy, economics, and a number of other fields. So why can economics prepare you for so many different avenues? The reason is that throughout your time in the economics program, what you do is build a unique skill set. You build a unique toolbox that allows you to analyze questions from a variety of areas. And that's why economists can be employed in so many different areas. So if we move to the next slide, we can see what the program of economics looks like at Cal State Fullerton. So of course you're going to be taking these core courses in microeconomics, macroeconomics, and econometrics. But when it comes to your electives, there's a wide range of course selection. We have everything from behavioral economics, that's incorporating aspects of psychology into economics, to environmental economics, where we think about pollution and other market failures and how to put them into economic models and find the efficient solution. We also have courses in health, as well as more traditional areas like you may already know of, like international trade, money and banking, and so on. So when it comes to your elective courses, there's a wide range that you can choose from. Now within the BA, you can organize those courses into one of our specializations. Depending on what you're interested in doing after your degree, you may choose one of these, or you can choose the general economics specialization, which allows you to select your own course electives that you're most interested in. Now, in addition to electives within the department, one thing that's unique to the economics BA is that there's a lot of free electives. These are courses where you can take more economics if you want to. However, you could also use these electives to take other courses in the College of Business and Economics. You could also take other courses across the university. These free electives allow you to tailor your degree to what you want to do after you graduate. And because you have these open courses on your schedule, you can also pick up a minor if you choose to. You can also use these to pick up those courses that you need for graduate school. That is, many graduate programs have a few courses that they require every applicant to have. You would have room in your schedule for that. Then I also want to briefly mention, although there's more information online, is that there is an economics concentration in the business admin major. That's going to be more of a business focus compared to the BA in economics. And we also have a minor. So maybe you're set on a different major within the College of Business and Economics. If so, an economics minor can be taken with relatively few additional courses. So here on the next slide, I just want to show you what your last 2 years would look like. This is the roadmap for the current academic year, and this shows you that you have a number of economics elective courses that you'll be taking, as well as a large amount of those free electives that I just mentioned. Again, you can use these for economics courses, you can use them for business and management courses, or you can use them for whatever interests you and to help you get that career in the field that you want. So just to summarize here on the last slide, why study economics? Well, the main reason is that it gives you that unique skill set, that toolbox for the workforce that I mentioned, that allows you to be a desirable employee across many different fields. Also within the program, beyond just that core base, we have a wide range of electives for you to take, and you have a substantial opportunity in your schedule to take those free elective courses to have the education you want and to build for your future after school. At this point, I think we'll turn it over to the Q&A. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So I'm looking at the Q&A. I don't see any questions in there at the moment. There were a few that came through that were answered. If you have any questions for our participants and our attendees, please go ahead and enter those in there so we can answer those for you. Any questions at all about economics? We'll give them a minute to type their questions in. All right. Well, I don't see anything at the moment. So what I'm going to do is move us on to our next area. And if you come up with any questions, please tell. Oh, I see one. So I have one question for economics. What is the benefit of studying economics?
Emmanuel, you want to take?
Yes, sure. So I think my colleague Mitch uh, introduced us to what the benefits are, but let me say from three perspectives, right? So the first thing is that even if it's not something that you are thinking about as a major and a potential path to a career choice, economics actually helps you to understand how to manage resources, right? So you can learn how to manage your own business, you can learn how to manage your own home. In fact, it trains you how to think about managing your own finances. Secondly, so as I said, if you are thinking about owning your own private business, you cannot go wrong with economics, right? Because we give you the tools to understand the basics of running a business, costs, revenues, profits, and so on and so forth. Also, you get to learn about the way government policies influence the economy. So you want to know what goes on in the economy and how policies by politicians would affect your own life or your business. And economics introduces you to that as well. Okay, so in general, personal decisions, business decisions, and overall knowledge of what goes on in the economy and how it can impact you as an individual or your business is just a good discipline to learn, even if you're not thinking about economics as a business. Now, presumably, if you say benefits, I'm assuming you were asking about potential career path, which my colleague already touched on. But if that's not the question, then I hope what I just answered is sufficient to address whatever you may have on your mind. My colleagues can chime in here if they have other responses.
Yeah, I mean, I could say that it's economics, is one of the things that presents. It's a toolbox that you get if you study economics, and that teaches you how to think about anything analytically. It's like saying that, what is the benefit of being literate? You want to be literate because you want to read anything and everything you want to read. So anything that you will encounter in your work life or your personal life, you can analyze with economics. I think it's the best subject you can have in terms of understanding the world. And also we apply our analytical tools to real life situations. So you can, these days there's a lot of things going on in the industry with big data, for example. So if a firm hires you, the firm hires you not only because they want to know what kind of skills you have in terms of statistical tools or analyzing big data, but they also want to know what the macro point of view is. Where is this whole country going to? What can you expect? So if you want to become a manager, you want to have a better overarching view of the world. And economics is the only subject that gives you that. There's always a danger of specializing too early. You do not specialize too early, but you have the tools available to specialize a little bit later. So economics is therefore, I find it very interesting and very, very useful. And if I had to go back in your time, in your college days, right before college, I would choose economics again. There is no question in my mind. It's the best subject to have.
Mitch, do you want to take the concentration question?
There is one other question from Daniel. I think there's an anonymous question that Freeft is typing an answer in on the major, but there's a question on legal studies. I'm a legal studies major in business. Do you recommend economics for the career path that I want to pursue?
I can answer that question. Yes, absolutely. It's the law and economics is a very big area, and you do extremely well if you pursue law afterwards. Several of our students have joined very good firms. They've become a lawyer. They've done JD degree. So yeah, it's a fantastic area to have. For example, even if you don't do law, you can still do what is known as forensic economics. So where you are invited to the court as an expert witness about how to evaluate a person's lifetime income in case of there's an injury or some kind of tragedy that happens to a person. This is a very good area, and many of our faculty members actually have consulting jobs in that area. So that's even without doing law. But if you do law, I think it's a very appropriate thing to have. It's a logical way to go forward.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to, there are a few questions in there, but we're going to move to the next panelist, and we will answer some of these questions at the end if we need to. So I want to move into international business, and I'll ask our guest to introduce himself.
Hello, this is Dr. Xu, Vice Chair of the Management Department. I will be introducing International Business Program for you. Next page, please. Next page, thank you. All right, so what is an International Business Program? Let's first take a look at the left-hand side of the PowerPoint slide. So if you find yourself convinced by one of the reasons that I list there, then this program might be a good fit for you. So in the International Business Program, you will look at the business from a worldwide view. It's a program not only designed with a multi-country, but also multi-discipline perspective, including economic, finance, marketing, and management. Second, by majoring in this program, you will have a chance to travel the world, by the way, for free. Third, Southern California, as you know, locating in the Pacific Ring, is in the intersection of the trade flow between Asia and the whole American continent. That is a hotspot for many global business opportunity. Lastly, international business is a major, not a concentration. In Cal State Fullerton, it is different from the traditional business administration major. As you can see from the comparison diagram that I put there, our students need fewer required courses in the must-have courses, which means you will have a more flexibility in designing regional and functional expertise for your career plan. Now, looking to the right-hand side of the PowerPoint slide, these are the skill set required for the international business manager. Also, how we train our student. I call this skill set the AAA, the triangle approach. In arbitrage, the bottom of a triangle, you can think of it like a global trade. Exploit a business opportunity by intermediating or mobilizing monetary product service across the border. And we have a concentration for these. In adaptation, that is the left-hand side of the triangle, these skills is about using intercultural management capability to adapt with the foreign market environment. And we have another concentration for that. The final one is aggregation, while challenging but also exciting, meaning how to help the organization to aggregate their multinational advantage across foreign subsidiary. Students typically learn this skill in their final last year capstone courses. Therefore, there are many career options, including public or private sector, such as entry-level exporting, importing jobs, international product marketing manager, international finance manager, global procurer, and potentially to be promoted as an effective general division manager. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. So I am going to move us over to the Department of Management, and I'd like to have our guest from management introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. I am going to start my video. Very nice to meet you all. I've got my Titan gear on. Welcome and congratulations on making it to Cal State Fullerton. I wanted to start with a very, very short video, and I promise that it will be at least a little bit entertaining. Sorry. You'll also hear my dog. Welcome to the Department of Management in the College of Business and Economics. We are the largest, most dynamic department in the business school with over 85 faculty who teach more than 170 sections each semester. Our popular concentrations and classes fill thousands of students' seats, and we are proud to offer 6 concentrations to prepare students like you get started in an exciting career of your choice. We're here to help you take the next step in your college journey. Generally speaking, management classes are about running organizations. That means learning about what it means to be a good decision maker for the entire organization. Or you might choose to learn how to help people become the best versions of themselves. You may also choose to look under the hood of an organization to see how smoothly its operations run, or learn how to start your very own organization or business. You may choose to understand the legal environment in which organizations operate. And if you're interested in working in entertainment or hospitality, our unique location between Hollywood and Disneyland make it a perfect place to hone those skills and knowledge. Our instructors are world-class scholars, vice presidents, retired CEOs, practicing attorneys, HR specialists, and successful entrepreneurs who started out. Sorry, I don't know why that did it. Welcome to the Department of Management. Very own organization or business. You may choose to understand the legal environment in which organizations operate. And if you're interested in working in entertainment or hospitality, our unique location between Hollywood and Disneyland make it a perfect place to hone those skills and knowledge. Our instructors are world-class scholars, vice presidents, retired CEOs, practicing attorneys, HR specialists, and successful entrepreneurs who started out just like you. Be a part of our engaging real-world classes where our instructors are passionate about helping students like you succeed. Check out our website or email our department to find more. And that is the video to get us started. I want to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Jennifer Chandler. I grew up in the area right down the street in La Mirada. I have been coming to Cal State Fullerton since I was a kid, when it was mostly Orange Grove. So I know the community very well. I know the high schools that you all come from, and I welcome you here. I wanted to address one of the questions that came up earlier. Someone asked why Cal State Fullerton, basically. I wanted to express my excitement and my passion for being here, working with kids like you who are going to grow up to be the adults in our community. First of all, there are so many Cal State Fullerton alumni in Orange County and in Southern California. The connections you make here will last you a lifetime. Not only that, but we also have a brand that's recognized. People know that if you get through the business school as a whole, that you are well prepared and that you will be an asset to their organization. Finally, there is a high ROI, or return on investment. That's one of our favorite words in the business school. But your return on investment here is going to be very good, and you will be exposed to a lot of diversity, a lot of great ideas, and it stands for a better start to your adult life. I just want to put the past 2 presentations into perspective. When you come to the business school, you have 3 options for a bachelor's degree. So you can do a bachelor's degree in economics, you could do a bachelor's degree in international business, or you can do a bachelor's degree in business administration. So there are 3 different programs. The Department of Management offers classes for all of those programs. But what I'm going to talk about now are our 6 concentrations. So I'm going to share screen with you again. And I want to give you a minute to go to our website. If you want to look at this URL, it's business.fullerton.edu. I'm afraid to tinker with it here, but it's business.fullerton.edu. If you go to Department of Management, you'll get to see our 86 faculty here. We look really friendly, don't we? We're also very accomplished, and we are very passionate about helping students. So once you get there, Department of Management, business.fullerton.edu, if you go under program and concentrations, that's the page I'm going to look at right now, just to give you some background on the 6 concentrations. And I'm going to ask our MC, Diane, to just tell me if I'm talking too much. So this is the first concentration is general management. Like we said in the video, this is generally teaching you how to make critical thinking, based decisions to help an organization be successful. So if you look here at the classes for general management, you're taking classes in HR management, team leadership, quality management, business and society, which is our ethics component. And I know there were 2 questions about legal studies, so it seems like you're very interested in that space. So this is where you talk about ethics and values and corporate social responsibility. That's what that class is. And then because this is meant to be a more flexible concentration, you have 9 units of electives. So I have students who say, I want to take over the family business. We have family business classes. We have students who say, I want to work in a nonprofit. So we have classes that are appropriate for that. And then we have students who say, I want to be CEO. And then you can pick the classes that are appropriate for that. That's what general management is about. And you can read, I won't read through it here, but you can read through this description if you go to our website. The next concentration I want to speak about is human resources management. And in the video, we talked about HR people. These tend to be the human beings that want other human beings to be really successful and critical to organizational success. So it's a little bit of a different set of classes, but you're taking classes that look like HR management, 343, staffing, compensation. A very popular class is training and development. So how do you help other people be the best that they can be? And then also the legal side of that, which is employment law. Again, you have some flexibility of what units you want to choose. So just to back up, you can choose one of these concentrations. If you're really ambitious, you can choose 2 when you do a degree in business ad. Now, if you like to open the hood and look how things run, that's operations and supply chain management. Very different types of classes that will focus on things like purchasing and supply management, quality management, supply chain and project management. You know, if any of you works at Amazon part-time and you're seeing the conveyor belts and the logistic, the trucks and the planes that get things from one place to another, or you're working through processes, then that would be operations and supply chain. And again, if you have any questions whatsoever, type them into the chat and I'll get to them in a couple minutes. Legal studies, and I know there were a few of you with an interest in legal studies. These are the types of classes that you would take. It's a great foundation, whether you want to be in-house counsel or if you'd like to ultimately go on to law school. We look at commercial law, employment law, international law, small business, ethics, internet legal issues. So you would be able to choose those. One of our newer concentrations is entertainment and hospitality management. And this is a concentration that came about because of our unique location between Disneyland and Hollywood. It cannot be matched. So you would be looking at entertainment business, entertainment money management, and the parents out there, you could close your ears for a second. But what a lot of students say is, I want to do entertainment, but my parents won't let me. They want me to major in accounting. Accounting's not here, so I could say that. And I tell them, you know what, you could do the concentration in entertainment and hospitality and you still finish with a business degree. So it's a great option if you're into gaming, music, movies, acting, writing books, comics, those kinds of things. This gets you the business side behind that while you still get a business degree. And finally, if you're interested in starting your own business, we have a fantastic incubator. We have a fantastic program that runs from thinking through setting up your business to actually launching your business. And that would be entrepreneurship. And I want to point out again the website, because all this information is here. You can look at our beautiful faculty somewhere. You can look at their profiles and you can look at our centers and some of our recent events. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing and open it up to Diane.
All right. Any other questions for management or international business, or if anything's come up for economics as we've been going through? I'm not seeing anything right now. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. And we are going to move into our support services and becoming engaged. So I'm going to move into our Business Interclub Council, and I'll let our BICC student president introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ilea, and I'm the BICC president, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about what BICC is and what we do on campus and how you can be involved. So we can go to the next slide. Thank you. So what is BICC? So BICC is the council for all the clubs in the business college. So we support and meet with all the clubs in the business college once a week, and we help them support with funding for their events. And we also host events for students all over campus to attend. In the past, we've done events such as a fall bazaar, which is like a little food fest in the courtyard where people could come, and it was a fundraiser for our clubs. And we've also done a little carnival where we had puppy therapy, which was super fun. It's just a way for students to keep engaged and meet other students on campus. How can you get involved? So we do have an executive board for the Business Interclub Council. I'm the president, but we also have 4 VPs, and then we also have interns. So often we look for freshmen or incoming freshmen like you to apply to be interns so you can get firsthand experience of being on an executive board and being a part of the council and just getting connected with other students. So how do you do that? So we suggest follow our Instagram. So our Instagram is at BICC-CSUF. So follow us and see all the different opportunities and all the things that we've been doing on campus. Since we have been virtual, we have still had virtual events, which has been cool. We did like a paint night where we did paint by numbers, which was fun. And we've done a speaker event. So we are still adjusting virtually, but we have been doing that in addition to the in-person events we've done in the past. So I know we're a council, which means we oversee different clubs. So what clubs do we have for you all to join? Next slide, please. All right, so here's all the clubs that we oversee as our council. And keep in mind, these are not all the clubs on campus. These are just the business clubs. So there are over 300 clubs on campus that you can be a part of. These are just the business-based ones, but we definitely encourage you to join ones based on your major to get to know people in the same area as you, and also social clubs. There are a lot of social clubs in this organization, in this council, such as Latino Business Student Association, or business fraternities that are professional, like Pi Sigma Epsilon and Delta Sigma Pi, and honors associations like Beta Alpha Psi. There are so many different things that you can be a part of. And I think my biggest suggestion to you all as a student is to just get involved. Join a club, try and be a part of the council, try and be a part of other clubs on campus. It really enhances your experience so much, and you can make so many friends from it. And it is just another element that college is about and something that you all can be a part of. And so if you're looking for information on each of these clubs, follow our Instagram, and you can see all the different advertisements. We do advertise our clubs, so you can find their Instagrams from there. And if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat and I will answer them. A little bit more about my experience. I've been in BICC for 2 years. It's been so much fun, and I've seen so many students grow into student leaders from it. So many students I've worked alongside as interns now becoming on the executive board on VP positions. And it's such a fun experience and a way to get to know people. So I suggest when you guys are all deciding on Cal State Fullerton, that you look into all the different clubs on campus, whether it's like social clubs like Greek Life, or like fun clubs like we have a Harry Potter club, I think, or a professional club like this. There are so many different things that you can be a part of. And it's so important to get involved and get to know people, because like that is a huge thing about what college is about. So I am going to open up to questions. If anybody has any questions for me about getting involved on campus or being a part of any of our professional clubs, yes, definitely follow our Instagram. You can also DM the Instagram and we will answer. But yes, I'm going to open it up to questions for now. Do you need the Instagram, Daniel? I'll put it in. Please follow us. We'd love to see followers. I am not in any of these business clubs. As the president of the council, I like to remain unbiased, but I am in various other clubs on campus. I used to be in a part of the housing organization when I lived back in the dorms in the campus apartments, which was cool because we advocated for stuff in housing that we wanted to see changed. And I am a member of Greek Life.
Okay. Any other questions? If you come up with any questions, we still are moving through. I hear Sierra has a question. Are there any clubs for entertainment management or anything that could relate to that field?
Yes. So behind the scenes is really cool. And from what I know, it is about entertainment management. They do different kinds of panels with people in that industry. That is such a really cool club that I've never heard of from any other campus or anything. So definitely look into them.
If I can just chime in on behind the scenes, having been a former advisor for that club, it's we actually technically we call it behind the scenes industry alliance because we work closely with the industry members and we keep it small on purpose. It is limited to entertainment and hospitality management majors because that's how we get into Spotify and Paramount Studios, and that's how we get behind the scenes tours at Disney because they can't take hundreds of students, so we limit it to a small group every semester. But it's a very active club, and our alumni have gone on to occupy most of the agencies. We have alumni at most of the artist agencies in LA. We have them at all the major production studios, and almost every hotel in Orange County, you'll find an EHM alumni. So, and it all came through the club. So I really encourage you guys to get into the club, whether it's that one or any other club.
There's
And then-
another,
oh,
there's
sorry.
another, so I'm sorry, there's another question out there. Are there any clubs related to legal studies?
Yes. So we don't have one specifically for that concentration, but we do suggest that you join any of the social clubs in the business club because I'm sure there are legal studies majors in them. So like a business fraternity such as Pi Sigma Epsilon or Delta Sigma Pi might have some legal studies majors, or just any of the student organizations. You'll definitely meet students within there. But we definitely suggest joining any of them. Ascend Leadership is really cool because that is for Asian identifying students and students that are aligned with them. And that is a really different way to meet students from all different concentrations, very similar to Latino Student Business Association. So we definitely suggest looking into the social ones as well.
Okay, don't see any other questions now, but again, you can continue to add questions into the Q&A and we will get to them. Now I'm going to move on to our tutoring center and I'm going to have our guest panelist introduce herself.
Okay, thank you, Diane Mazzi, Dr. Mazzi, and I also want to thank you, Aliyah. She's a wonderful student leader. I did want to suggest for those of you who, when you look at our website and you don't see a club that you thought there would be, it's very easy on campus. You just need to have 5 students and have a faculty or staff advisor, and then you can start a club. That's how easy it is. In any case, I'm Emily Nyong, the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs, and I've been in the college for over 15 years, and just want to say congratulations on your admission. We do look forward to seeing you in the fall. I do have the privilege of working with Aliyah and many of the student leaders they're the ones who plan the events and programs within the college and even throughout the campus as well. Just to let you know, before non-COVID, even a few years back, we were able to bring in Magic Johnson. That was quite an event, because he is an entrepreneur, and it was a very engaging event. And so we have many events like that happen on campus, and we certainly want you to be involved and stay connected, and don't just go to class, okay? And I do want to highlight the fact that for the college, our own tutoring center is in one of the smallest buildings within Mahalo Hall. You can see the background that I have behind me. This is the lobby of the building, but we have 2 other smaller buildings, and our tutoring center is in the smaller building on the other side. And hopefully you'll have a chance to see the building at some point. But the next slide, Dr. Mazzi will change over to highlight our tutoring center. This is a privately funded service within our college, and thanks to our many alumni and executives who support our college, this is a privately funded service, and you can see it from our college homepage. But again, these are peer tutors who will support you through all the core business classes, core business classes within the business administration degree. And we have a list of the subjects here on this slide, and you'll see that's accounting, business writing, economics, finance, and information systems. And another thing I like to highlight is the fact that, usually when you get to the end of your sophomore or beginning of your junior year, I actually hire tutors as well. So if you're doing well in these classes, there's potentially some good part-time job opportunities for you on campus. Okay. And the next slide has to do with Dr. Mazzi. We could change that slide. I wanted to highlight supplemental instruction. This is a service as a support within your core classes again when you start in the fall. And what's unique about this program is when the very first day of class, if your faculty member introduces an SI lead, supplemental instruction lead, that student did